Are you thinking about making a move to Port St Lucie, Florida? Well, in today's video, I'm going to go over a map tour. We're going to go through the different areas, locations, neighborhoods of all the different communities here in Port St Lucie, and I'll give you my kind of insider tips on the different areas. If you have not been to my channel before, my name is Megan Schoner. I'm a local real estate agent here on the Treasure Coast, and I can't wait to help you find your treasure here on the Treasure Coast. Feel free to hit the subscribe button to be alerted of the weekly videos that come out. Feel free to send me a message or set up a Zoom call with me. I'd love to meet with you. I meet with buyers just like you all the time, whether you're looking to buy the next 9 days, 90 days, or the next year. I'd love to be able to help you and answer any questions you have about this wonderful place that I call home. So let's get started. Hello, so today I'm going to take you on a map tour of Port St Lucie, Florida, one of my favorite places to call home here. So right here in Port St Lucie, Florida, this is kind of our layout. If you watched my other videos before, you're aware of the fact that we don't have direct beach access. So over here, you'll see in this area specifically that there's the bridge to Jensen Beach, and you have another bridge over to Stewart Beach, and then further north, you have it up here in Fort Pierce. This is the North Hutchinson Island, which I did the video on, and South Hutchinson Island. So coming here into Port St Lucie, Florida, we're going to start at the bottom first. So in this area, this is what we call it the southwest part of Port St Lucie, and it really extends pretty much this whole area here. This is the 34953 zip code. And if I zoom in here a little bit more, you can see. So in this whole area, it leads into over here is Palm City in this area here. And in this area in Port St Lucie, this is all homes that were built probably closer to around like 2005 to, they're still building in the area as well too. But what's really important and what people, I guess one of the big draws about this Southwest Port St Lucie area is that you have access to 95, which is, over here, got the access right here. And if you go the other direction, this is the access to the turnpike. So this area, a lot of people move to because if they're commuting down to Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, people even down to Miami, this is kind of the farthest southwest in the county. The homes in this area, like I was saying, they were built, most of them were built around 2005 to 2010. They're still building now. The median sales price in this area is ranging around $450. And you can see all of the homes here. This is this whole area here. But in this area over here, they're all single family homes. We have our standard quarter-acre lot, which is the 10,000 square foot homes. If you're on a corner, it's a third of an acre lot. None of these homes are in an HOA. The only two HOAs in the area, this is Sawgrass Lakes over here, and then over here is Newport Isles. But those are the only two HOAs in this whole area. Everything else here is just single family homes, newer construction. And the other nice thing about this area too, it's easy access to one of the boat ramps and stuff like that over here, and also about 20 minutes from the beach. So that's another reason that people like this area. Over here too is the Treasure Coast High School, which has the ACE program, and a lot of is one of the highest rated high schools in St. Lucie County. You also have the public library over in this direction. So a lot of nice things in here. So that is the southwest part of Port St. Lucie. So there's also people will call it Becker Road, which is this road that connects out here. So it goes between 95 and the turnpike. If you go over this road, over the turnpike on Becker Road, you reach this new area over here. The biggest thing that people will probably call this area is Tesoro. Tesoro is all over in here. This is all back in here. It's a big golf course community, $1 million homes. They are still building, which you see some of the new construction over here. It goes all back over in here as well too. So that's all Tesoro. It's a beautiful golf community. So moving down here, this is Mosaic by Coulter Homes. This is a whole new community here. And then Lennar Preserve, which is all in this area. This is all a 55 and older community here. And then on this whole side, this is Veranda Gardens. So most these homes in this area are in the 500 price range, and then probably 400 to 500 for the 55 and older community. Mosaic is going to be 500 to 600, and then over here is a new community built by Taylor Morrison. Veranda Oaks is what this one is going to be called, and this all leads into Palm City over here. So this is all new construction in this area here. Then kind of going up a little bit further north, we will get over into this area over here by Jessica Clinton Park. This area over here is called Southbend Lakes. As you can see, this goes into the St. Lucie River. There's the boat ramp right here. So this will take you directly to the St. Lucie River and actually out to the ocean if you want over. So as you can see, there's some beautiful homes along here that are along the C-24 canal. And these are not part of an HOA. This whole area in here is called Southbend Lakes. People like it. It's a little bit older. Some of the homes are built in like the 90s, single family, 3-4 bedroom homes. But people like that you have access to the turnpike, and it's really a big boating community. So if you like to boat, this is kind of a nice hidden area and stuff like that over here. So that is Southbend Lakes area. And if we zoom out a little bit more, I'm going to go west over here. So one of the nice things over this Becker Road area is if you go west of 95, this is all this new construction and new buildings. So this road over here, which is Village Parkway, takes you the back way. It follows 95 and it takes you the back way up to Tradition, which is this whole area in here. One of the nice things, so you don't hit the traffic. So what you'll see over here is they are building Belterra, which is a brand new community where all the homes are about between 700 and 900,000, and they do come with a home. Excuse me, of course they come with a home, but they do come with a pool built in, which is a nice feature that they have. Also, you come up to Del Webb, which is a 55 and older community, and Huron Preserve. And then if you've heard of Riverland. So Riverland now they started with Riverland K, which is over here. So you've probably seen some of these photos here. This is Riverland. And you can see some of the homes here, but they're nice new community here. And in Riverland, they started with Valencia K, then they went to Valencia Grove, Valencia Park, and now they're on Valencia Walk. And those are all 55 and older communities. They're connected by what's called a paseo, which is kind of a greenway where you can ride your golf carts, bikes, kind of like their own roads, but there's no cars on them. So that's a really nice area. The one thing that people really like about Valencia K is that you don't pay the CDD. And the CDD is a community development district tax. And you have to pay those if you're in anywhere else in Tradition. So that's kind of one of the big selling points there for Valencia K is that you don't have to pay that CDD. So that takes us into going into Tradition. Tradition is a very popular, you can see all of the different communities here in Tradition. So one of the things that's really nice about Tradition is it does have all of the shopping. So I'm trying to see if I can they've got Popstroke, which is a little mini golf course area. They've got, if you like Target, this is the only Target here in Port St Lucie is over here. So they've got the hospital. This is the landing at Tradition. They've got the Target, as you can see here. These are all the different shops, HomeSense, Burlington. They've got Old Navy, DSW. So a lot of shopping in this area. And then across here is the Village Center. And this is some cute little restaurants and shops here. They have a water fountain for kids to play in. There's a restaurant right on the lake here. And there's a big walking trail that goes all the way around the lake here as well too. So there's always a festival or something going on here in Tradition, either at the park. They have yoga, yoga on the lake here, and it's just a beautiful spot. So there's always something going on in this area, which is wonderful. So that's why people move to Tradition, is the feeling of the neighborhoods. They've got in this area over here is in Tradition is called Bedford Park. So this is the one area that does not have a gated community to get in here. Photos of it a little bit more so you can see. So this is the type of homes in Bedford Park. Again, what people like about this Tradition is you've got these sidewalks, some green space. As you can see in the distance, there are some townhomes and condos over there. This looks onto the lake. So this is Bedford Park, which is one of the communities here in Tradition. This is the lakes at Tradition. These ones were built by Devasta. So these ones obviously called, the lakes. They are on all of these man-made lakes. These are a lot of villas and single-family homes. It is not a 55 and older community in here. However, it does tend to be a little bit older just because of the kind of the layout. It tends to be a little bit smaller, not as built for larger family homes. But that's lakes of the Tradition you can see over here. And then we start getting into over this area over here is called Town Park. These are a lot of 2-story homes. So you get into, that area there. Then up here is Victoria Park, which again is single family homes. Not as many amenities there. People really like down here in Town Park is they've got a great kids area. This is a big family-friendly area. Homes in this area, high fours up to about 900. And then you have Victoria Park here. You get into Vitalia, which has a gorgeous clubhouse. This is a 55 and older community. Oops. Goodness, we get to see all these ladies here. But this is a really active 55 and older community, and they have all kinds of homes there. You can see all the pickleball courts, tennis courts, clubhouse, and that is this whole area back in here. And then you have Heritage Oaks up in this area here. So Heritage Oaks is also a gated community. The homes tend to be a little bit smaller. They do allow rentals in there, and they tend to go for they're in like the 3s and 400s in that community. This is as of January of 2024. So the thing with Tradition, everyone loves to move there because there's always something going on. You've got all this great shopping, restaurants, it's young and vibrant. You've got easy access to 95, and then also you have Cleveland Clinic, which is out there as well too. So the main hospital and a lot of the doctor's offices. So it's a great area to be in. The one thing I will just alert you to is the fact that the HOAs are a lot higher than people are expecting in that area. So what happens is you pay an HOA for the town of Tradition itself, as well as an HOA to your individual homeowners association that you're part of. So you're paying basically 2 HOAs, and in some cases it can be 3 if they're in a smaller subsection within an HOA. So the HOA fees tend to be $400 to $800 a month. So it's just something to consider. And then on top of that, then you have the CDD for your taxes. So you're spending, even more on top of your taxes, $1,000 to $2,000 more per year. The other thing too, and not to be like a kind of Debbie Downer about it, but with Tradition, they do have a capital contribution. So when you purchase a home there, you pay 97% of 1% of the sales price. And that is a one-time capital contribution charged to the area of Tradition. So something to think about. It's a great area, but there are fees with it. So just know that. Then going further north here, so this is Crosstown Parkway. So going back to Tradition goes from Gatlin Boulevard, which off of 95, to Crosstown Parkway. So that is kind of where it is, and it's west of 95. So the difference in our area here is, as you can see, is the Turnpike is east of 90, and then 95 is west. So that is a little bit different than down south, where they're up the opposite direction. So now coming up further north, we're getting into PGA Village. These are beautiful homes built on 2 golf courses. You can see them here. You've got the 2 golf courses here. It's a beautiful area. It's, if you like, beautiful landscaping, very lush landscaping. They have a mix of condos, some townhomes, single family homes, and multi-million-dollar larger homes and stuff. Those ones are over kind of in this direction, and you can have 1 acre, 2 acres on some of these bigger homes over here. So everything is built out. The nice thing in this area here in PGA is the HOA fees are, obviously less than they are in Tradition. And in terms of taxes, you actually only pay county taxes. You don't pay the city tax. So they're kind of an unincorporated area here in Port St Lucie. So beautiful, beautiful area, lush landscaping. It tends to be a little bit, it's all ages out there. It tends to be kind of a mix to a little bit older. Obviously that makes sense being on the golf course, but it's a beautiful area out here. So that is a PGA Village. Sometimes you may also hear PGA Verano, and that is a newer community, not connected. It's just a little bit further. PGA Verano is off of Crosstown. So it is south end here, and this is going to be all in this area over here. So it's all over in here in this area there. So this is PGA Verano, and these are all newer homes in this area. So that it's more on the south side of PGA. So it's more kind of in this area over here, and then this is PGA. So then we switch over and we go on the other side of 95 to St. Lucie West. So this is St. Lucie West Boulevard. It has all of the different shopping you'll see on there. It's got, Chick-fil-A and different restaurants and Starbucks, Home Depot. This road gets really backed up, and it is very crowded because of all the different shopping and restaurants and stuff in the area. This was kind of the it area before Tradition came around. And it is also home to, you'll see Clover Park here, which is the New York Mets and the spring training. We call it the St. Lucie Mets Stadium here. So there's always something going on here in St. Lucie West. This area has a lot of gated communities. So you'll see we've got Country Club Estates, there's Lake Charles, this is Lake Forest in this area. That's Country Club Estates here. This is Lake Charles over in this area. And the HOA fees are a lot less in this area. So they're beautiful. The homes are built in the early 2000, 2005 range. And they are, HOA fees tend to be definitely under $400 per month. And they do include a lot of amenities like your cable, lawn care, and, they're really nice homes with, pools and stuff like that too. So if you're looking for a gated community and you've been looking in tradition and maybe the fees were too expensive, I would definitely try St. Lucie West. You get a little bit more, for your money. A little bit older than they are in tradition, but, really nice, well-run communities and stuff like that. So those are kind of in that area as well too. So that is, and then Cascades back here is a big 55 and older community. Magnolia Lakes is all a family-friendly community here, and so that is St. Lucie West. If we go just north of St. Lucie West, we get into what we call Torino area. So Torino is, you can see it makes a big circle. This is Torino Parkway. And in Port St. Lucie, we tend to like a lot of roundabouts. So just something to be considered. I had to kind of get used to driving on roundabouts. But so this whole area back here is what is considered Torino. And Torino was built after 2005. The lots tend to be a little bit bigger. So you're getting more of like a third of an acre, sometimes half an acre out here. The homes are all built around the same time. So a lot of people like to be in this Torino area, especially if they work up in Fort Pierce or Vero Beach, which is just north of us. Torino's right on the edge. Midway Road right here is the dividing line between Port St. Lucie and Fort Pierce up here. So, and then Vero Beach is further north. So that just takes us to the very top part of this Torino area here. There are not a lot of, gated communities or anything like that in this area here. You do have this area over here, which is Vizcaya Falls, and you've got, Winter Lakes up here. But for the most part, and then there's Windy Pines, which is kind of down in here. But those really are, the only gated communities. So as you can see, there's a lot of green space in this area. That's kind of one of the big differences. So the homes, if you can see kind of the difference, you have more space between them, some odd shaped lots. You have, this is what we call the green space, where it's more marsh-like, and the homes, back up to more trees and stuff like that. So this is the Torino area. They're not gated communities. The homes here go for a little bit more, closer to in the 500,000 mark, 3 or 4 bedroom home, just because you get a little bit more space and the homes tend to be a little bit newer in this area. So that's what we call Torino, and that's the northwest part of Port St. Lucie. And then if you go on the other side of the turnpike, you get another golf community, and this one is called St. James. I don't know if you can see over here. So this whole area here is St. James. You do not have to belong to the golf course, to be part of the community, but you are able to join in and play, have a membership, or pay to play type thing. So these homes are are on the golf course. Same thing. They're built in the early 2005 range here, but a really nice community. Again, if you're looking for a golf course community, it's a little bit far from from shopping, just because there's no easy way to get over the turnpike. So, and there's not as much shopping and restaurants and stuff like that in this area. So just something to consider. You've got one Publix here, but really to get anywhere else you have to kind of go around and stuff like that. In this area, let me see if I can pull it up. The one nice thing is, if you do like nature, they do have the Oxbow Eco Center, which is right over here. So St. James is in this community here, and then across the way is this Oxbow Eco Center. It's a great area, but it's a really pretty area. Lots of trails. You can take your, bring your dog and go for walks. They have a nature center for the kids, and it's just a, real pretty nice hike to have. So that is the Oxbow Eco Center, and that is over in what we call the St. James area. A couple communities in here, and then also a mix of, just some single family homes, as you can see over here as well too. The one thing in Port St. Lucie is you either have the gated communities or you have just single family homes. And so you have kind of a mix of when the homes were built. And so you may have one large house next to a small house. You may have a neighbor that has lots of boats in their front yard and RVs. So you kind of have a mix of everything. So sometimes that throws people off when they're coming to Port St. Lucie, because they may love a house and then all of a sudden they look at the street and say, I don't know if I like this neighbor. So when you're meeting with your realtor and going around, just be cognizant of, from one street to the next, they're all safe and wonderful areas, but the homes are not all the exact same. So you're going to get kind of a mix in all of these homes that are not in a gated community. And let's see, then we go further south here. So we're just again staying on the other side of the turnpike, and we're going south again. So this is like the original part of Port St. Lucie called River Park. River Park kind of goes from Prima Vista down to a Rose, kind of a Lakehurst area in here. These are some older homes. This was, again, the original area here. I'm just trying to see so you can kind of see what this area looks like. This is River Park CBS, which is concrete block structure, which is the preferred building material here. But these are CBS houses, just, built more in the 70s. And the price points on these are high 2s, low 300s in terms of pricing. So that's kind of this whole area here. This is what we call it kind of the middle part of Port St. Lucie, Florida. So this is like the 34983 zip code. And that is kind of, as you can see, just, rows and rows of houses in here. So Port St. Lucie was actually developed by the General Development Corporation, GDC. So they built all of these houses on these standard 10,000 square foot lots. And it is over 225,000 people that are living here. And currently we continue to build. So again, some of the things that are nice in this area is you have the St. Lucie River. So you'll have some of these homes here along the river. This is the north part or the North Fork of the St. Lucie River. So you have, some homes on the water on both sides, but it does take you a little bit longer. It takes you about an hour to get down to the ocean. So let's see, then the next part that we get to this is Port St. Lucie Boulevard. This goes all the way down from US 1. So US 1 all the way, Port St. Lucie will take you all the way out to 95. It kind of snakes around, kind of this big circle here. Port St. Lucie Boulevard is from US 1, it goes all the way out and around, and then it starts kind of snaking back down south. The other way, is Crosstown Parkway. Crosstown Parkway is the other one. It goes from 95 all the way to US 1. Is another direct route that we have. So in this area that we get into next is called Sandpiper. Let me see if I can scroll down here a little bit more. So Sandpiper starts with, we've got the botanical gardens here. Of course, our city is trying to create, you can see over here, they have a boat ramp. What they're going to do a new restaurant here on the water. There's a park, there's a botanical garden. So they're trying to make this kind of a new city center type area here. So we'll see. It hasn't happened as of January 2020, but they're working on it now. But nice little area here. So this is south of Port St. Lucie Boulevard. This is the public golf course. It's a sister community of Tesoro. So Rivella is being built. There are also homes that are on the direct waterfront access here. And they come right off of Westmoreland as well, too. So this whole area in here is being developed. And this is all called Rivella. Nice. These are the island section homes. They have their own private gated entry right on the water to go into the ocean. And then they have some big estate homes in this section. And then they have some smaller homes over here. So that is Rivella. And then as we get over down in here, we get into what's called the Sandpiper Bay area. And this is a really sought after community. What's nice about this area is that the lots are bigger. So it's not a gated community, but it feels like a gated community. Lots tend to be about a quarter acre large. The homes are older, so they're built in the 70s, but they're really big and spacious. They just, they're just older homes. And so this is an example. They've, you can see the size of the lot. You have a lot more space. Again, people always have boats out and just a lot of space between the houses. But you can see style wise of the houses, they're a little bit more on the 70s, 80s, style. So if you don't mind some renovations or buying a home that has already been renovated, this is a fantastic area. I have a lot of my buyers that prefer this community just because of the bigger property. And again, you don't have an HOA, which is a nice feature, but all the homes are in good condition and well taken care of. And the neighbors just, really all take care of their property over there. So With this Sandpiper Bay, this also, you might hear people also refer to it as Club Med. And we did have the one Club Med that was here in the United States was located here where it's now called the Sandpiper Bay Resort, but this was the old Club Med hotel. Over in the Sandpiper Bay too, we also have the Saints Public Golf Course, which is obviously open to anybody. And some of the homes here in Sandpiper Bay are on the golf course. Just south of Sandpiper Bay is another community, and this is called Ballantry. And Ballantry they are directly on the water. This is all that resort still. So this is their club. I don't know if you can see it. But they have, they've got the golf course, and they have, if you have a boat, this is a great gated community that has, access to the docks and the boat ramps, but the docks and stuff like that as well too. So you can have, some of the homes do have a dock, and these homes are more estate size homes, more in the 700,000 price point, 5 to 700,000. So January 2020, but they have larger homes and some smaller homes, but that is in this is called Ballantry, Ballantray. And that is, so this is all kind of eastern Port St. Lucie. Now, if we go further east of Port St. Lucie, what we would call, so anything east of US 1, this is, I guess we call it East Port St. Lucie, or sometimes you'll also hear it as Green River Parkway area in here. So over here is Port St. Lucie Boulevard, and over here it goes into the Savannahs State Park. So there's a long walking trail here. It's just very a lot of nature. It's real quiet in this area, and people like it because you can take this basically. So here's Port St. Lucie, and so some of the homes that are in this area here as well too. You can take this Green River Parkway. You don't have to be on US 1, which again has all the shops, restaurants. That's the mall is down this way here in Jensen Beach. Take Green River Parkway, avoid all that traffic, and go directly to Jensen Beach here. So Jensen Beach is in Martin County. You can see Jensen Beach. This is Jensen Beach Boulevard. Take it over to the ocean, and they have a really cute downtown section with shops and restaurants. Jamin Jensen on Thursday nights, they've got farmers markets and stuff like that. So a lot of people like this area because you're in Port St. Lucie, but the home prices are cheaper than they are in Martin County, but you have easy access to Martin County, Jensen Beach, Stewart, and you're a lot closer to the water as well too. So that's something that people really like in this area. The homes tend to be a little bit on the older side. Pretty much the rule of thought is most of the newer homes are all kind of west of the turnpike, and the older homes tend to be east of the turnpike, but we're still building on vacant scattered lots around the city. So East Port St. Lucie, I think the only other thing I didn't really get to, this is kind of just a hidden area as well too, is we go back over here around Becker Road. If we go to what's called Par, this area over in here is called Par Estates. So if you're looking for, this is Par Estates over in here. So if you're looking for something that is like about a half acre or 3/4 of an acre, this is not a gated community, and the home lots are bigger. So it's kind of a hidden area. A lot of people don't know about it. So if you have boats and campers that you want to keep, but you want a little bit more space, this is a great area. It's called Par Estates. Other thing too, kind of going back to tradition. So the other area I didn't really mention. So they're building out now basically like this whole area here right now is basically tradition at this point. So they're calling it different sections and stuff like that. So like this area over here off of Crosstown Parkway is what is being called like Central Park. So in these ones, you're still close to everything here, at tradition, but the HOA fees are a lot less. They're, I think $300 or $400 for the entire year. And then also over here is going to be a new golf community called Astor Creek. And then over in this area here, this is called Wilder. Sometimes you'll hear like Bristol at Wilder. So that area is being built. So the thing with Port St. Lucie is that we have all of this land all over here. This is everything west. Here's the ocean, and all of this is west. So unlike our other areas down south from us, they've already built out and they don't have as much land west. we are able to still continue to build and grow. We're one of the fastest cities growing in the state of Florida because of our beautiful weather, the new homes, the accessibility to the ocean, and honestly, even from tradition over to the ocean is still going to take you maybe 40 minutes tops, 30 to 40 minutes. To the airport from our area too, it's again about, you can see Port St Lucie, you have to go down to West Palm Beach. So from here to here, and it's about 45 minutes to the airport. So we've got a lot of growth that we can do in this whole area. As you can see, a lot of growth coming to the area. So if you're thinking about moving, I would love to be able to help you and answer any questions you have. Thanks.